Alright, so we're back with some more Persona 3. This is our second playthrough of the game, and, well, considering how scuffed our original Margaret fight was, I want to see if we can actually get a good one, and not have my system crash at the time that I beat her. Hopefully. Now, this is on the second playthrough, so I don't know if they're going to make Margaret any harder than what she was in the first playthrough, but we'll see. That's 139 already. Good start, getting there. Alright. Now, we did do a few upgrades. I got basically everyone's ultimate armor, more or less. I also got Divine Pillar because I was able to get Mitsuru's Social Link maxed out. And her persona with the heart icon thing gives us Divine Pillar, which, for those that don't know what Divine Pillar does, it reduces damage taken by 50%, which is sick, but you also lose your ability to dodge, which is, as you can imagine, not ideal, but for a 50% damage reduction for as much damage as Margaret does, it's not bad. Nice. That was 100% a guess. I definitely did not remember what she used last. So that could have gone worse. But hey, you know what? It did. Now, people are probably going to be like, why are you lowering her evasion or her hit if she's still going to be able to hit us regardless because of the fact that we have Divine Pillar on, so we can't dodge. And, well, it's mostly for the potential extra dodge chance for us. Of course, both of them got crit there. So even with Power Charge, she's more or less going to be doing the same damage she would be doing normally. And of course, but then I can also get trolled by Akihiko and his lack of ever having any form of crit defense. Doesn't matter how much ultimate armor I give him, it's just, this man is apparently the most unlucky thing in the world. So we're gonna have to go ahead and heal him as a result of that, which is unfortunate, but not unsurprising. Alright, so he used Strike, or she used Strike last, which means I would need Slash, but I don't have Slash at the moment, so I guess we'll go ahead and just throw buffs on ourselves for the time being. I guess having access to all of the buff pretty much makes it so I can have her buff up for anything. We actually have Margaret hitting us out here for, you know, under 100 damage. Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, so you use Strike right there, in which case I'm good to go ahead and use Pierce. And everybody's good on HP. Or was it Slash? I don't know. Nope, it's Pierce. Okay, good. And extra 156. I don't... Did I write down my main character damage? Oh, no. Oh, jeez. Oh, well, that's definitely not going to mess things up. Oh, boy. I'm just gonna put in 730 and hope that I did actually go ahead and attack with my main. Surely I did. Sure. Ah, yes, use Primal Force on the person that blocks. That makes sense to me. Okay, we definitely did. So I put it down for 730 about what my main character did there. I'm gonna assume that's about right. Maybe like 20, 30-ish difference, which can make a difference later on, but for the time being, I think it's okay. Everybody's HP is fine for the time being. Yeah, I didn't remember what she used last. Rip. Alright, minus 170. You hate to see it. About add 244 back. Alright. We're still in it. We should be good to go ahead and up everybody's attack again. If I didn't have to keep switching my attention between keeping all the damage that I need calculated, if I could just keep it on the screen, or if they even had it on the screen for this specific fight, that'd be sick. But yeah, that's not what they did, so we're doing scuffed ways of making sure that we keep damage here. But considering I need to be as accurate with it as I do in order to make sure I don't use Argamendon too early and then end up getting myself killed as a result, sometimes we just gotta deal with it. That's an extra 535, we're over 3k, good. Forget what she used last, what, Pierce on Aigis, right? In which case, my Pierce isn't gonna matter, so we'll just go ahead and heal because Yukari's not gonna be able to do anything else. Potentially Wind might work, but I never remember. Alright, she used Pierce, so I'd want Slash, I guess. But the only one with Slash is myself, so we're just gonna go ahead and we'll skip that. Defense down, doesn't really matter for us. It's Slash, so we'll just go ahead and upgrade everybody's hit. I mean, that never hurts. Our evasion doesn't matter because Divine Pillar things, but considering the damage that we're taking here, I'd say that's pretty good. And that's with our defense being reverted. Yukari doesn't really need a heal. Once she used last Pierce again. She did, didn't she? Wow, that's fun. People might say, like, use Windbreaker or whatever on her, but by the time I actually get the attacker again, it'll already wear off. So, there's not much of a point in that regard. Should be fine for Strike, we are. At 333, adds up, man, when we can hit them when we can. Aigis has got enough HP to throw out the arts. 233, 215. Puts us at 3823. So, assuming we're doing the damage that... Assuming we can keep up the damage that we're doing right now, we will make at the very least the first damage checkpoint. No. That's an extra 552. So 4380. HP wise is still fine. I don't remember what last you did, but we're ahead in damage. 162, that'll work. 45, 452, getting there. Lower defense again. I guess actually her basic will work here, so we're free to do that. Your attack just went down, which means that next turn we do the attack buff with you. Of course, as soon as my accuracy one goes down, she's able to dodge. Feels bad, man. You gotta love seeing Margaret hit for under 100. Like, it's just a thing of beauty, really. Yukari, we don't need healing, so I guess go for it. It's insane how much more damage we're able to do because of the fact that we don't have to do more healing. I mean, we could lower her attack if we really wanted to. Lower her hit, doesn't matter because Divine Pillar. Lower her evasion, though. Make sure that the attacks we do throw out we land will be good. And we'll go ahead and increase our attack again. You could have gone for the Aigis attack there because Yukari was able to hit her and Aigis used the same Pierce basic attack damage, so we could have gone for the extra damage. I feel like passing off everybody extra damage to our team is better than just having a little bit of extra damage for that turn. Now we're going to hit her with the Mind Charge Maggie Dolan, which of course her defense goes down right as I go for it, but it is what it is. That's 535. Puts us at over 5k, so we've already reached the first HP checkpoint. So we're already good, so we're ahead for the time being. I do actually have Homunculus on this fight. I believe I have 14 or something. So that one phase that was more difficult than it should have been with her insta-killing everybody will be a lot more manageable due to the FX, so that works out for me. I'll raise our hit as well, sure, why not? That's mostly because I didn't remember what she did, but we're also ahead in damage, so that's fine. Okay, so we're on to the next 5k threshold, in which case we're actually 244 ahead for the time being. Yep, that's to be expected. I'm honestly kind of okay just clearing the poison here with Salvation. We're ahead in damage for the time being, and I'm already Mind Charged, so this is fine. Everybody's also free to do damage, so I can just have the rest of my team make up for the damage that I didn't do by dropping the Maggie Dolan. I mean, it may not be exactly the same amount of damage, because I may still Mind Charge Maggie Dolan, but it'll help make up a little bit of the difference. We were ahead anyway, so that works out. That's an extra 311. Oh yeah, this will be fine. I just can go ahead and use the arts on the off chance that we get the double for that extra damage. Didn't, but 217 is still usable. I should have left them poisoned for that reason. Might be like, what do you mean for that reason? Because they're charmed. We have Homunculus for the time being, so this is fine. I guess our healer is just going to play Status Reliever for the time being. And then everybody else can just do damage for the time being. Yeah, that's fine. We're at 6k right now. Still need to do 4k before our phase is over here. 193, putting us at 6,200. Go ahead and lower our defense. The good thing is that our debuffs actually stay on her longer in this phase due to the fact that she's not hitting us and getting all the once mores and whatnot. So this is actually one of the better damage phases. Of course, you know, we actually have to land is the thing. Okay, I think we'll let the poison actually sit here for a minute. I guess I actually ended up dodging that time. Alright, so forget the salvations. We're gonna go, we're gonna start Mind Charging here again. The poison's really not that bad. It's really not that bad for us. Surely your magic is still beyond better than your physical, even with your ultimate gear. It would always be better, so... That's an extra 182 at 6,300. Your defense is still down for the time being. That's an extra 244. This is at 6,600. I definitely looked away, so if my damage just dropped off, then I didn't see it. So rip to me. And people might be like, oh, why are you leaving the poison on your people? And the idea is really just so that way she can't charm me and potentially have one of our people heal. Because that would make life way worse than what it needs to be. Alright, ailment susceptibility's gone. We can go ahead and do salvation, which I believe still won't clear Dizzy because Amrita seems to be the one that you want there, if I remember correctly, that is.
Yukari-chan is dizzy.
Our damage is definitely going to be lower this way. That's also another reason why you don't clear the poison off, is because you can get dizzied. Because if you have poison on them, then they won't actually get dizzy. They'll just be knocked down because the poison is there first, so it more or less overrides it, if that makes sense. So we actually played this one wrong so far, which is also screwing with our damage a bit here. Which, again, is not ideal, but we can make it work, hopefully. We were ahead in damage for the time being, though we're like half a turn behind at that rate.
No!
Although we can make it up with extra attacks from our regular people, as opposed to only worrying about my main character doing damage here. 191. We're at 7,500, so we gotta do 2,500 more before she moves on to the next phase, otherwise she'll kill me.
I can still fight.
This is at 7,810. Go ahead and increase our attack, because that's definitely down by this point, if it wasn't already. Probably gonna have to drop a Soma soon enough. This is not ideal. This might be salvation worthy. Yeah, this is salvation worthy. If it was just, I really should have just left the poison. That was a bad decision clearing it.
Argus isn't thinking straight.
Because this poison would have protected me from charm as well as being dizzy. Yeah, no, you definitely want to keep the poison. Just play to your HP healing. You should have plenty of that by this point. That way you don't have to make these scuffed decisions that we're doing right now. I can't really afford to give myself more SP at the moment here because I need to do damage to make sure that I make it to the next stage in time. Gotta lower defense again. Our attack is up right now. I'm sure I need the damage, so I would have loved more buffs. Like the accuracy one, apparently. And Fury, I feel like, is honestly worse for her than it is for me. She also managed to miss everything there. So
Can you use Anrati on Igus?
that's actually good for us for the most part. We can heal if we want. We should probably throw down a Soma. Not... well, we don't even need a Soma. I could just use a Precious Stake for my main here. Yeah, that'll work. We're at 7988, so like this is, I'm sure, getting a lot closer than I'd like to be.
I won't go down. I won't miss.
I didn't see how much damage she did the first time. Oh boy. I'm gonna assume it's 300. So we're at 8625 if that's the case.
Can you use Anrati on Igus?
Alright, now we finally get to drop our Mind Charge Make Dolphin here, so this is gonna hurt.
Pay attention.
If I could hit, apparently, what do you mean? Oh my, I'm not mad, bruh.
Hang in there.
That might have been enough for us to get killed on this stage. We'll see, though. It definitely puts us, if we weren't behind already, we definitely are now. Although Enraged, I guess, might help make up for that, especially with their defense being down.
I won't go down.
265. Of course, if she misses the other hit, then it doesn't matter, because then it defeats the entire purpose of the Enrage, but honestly, out of all of her stats effects she could use against me, Enrage is like the one I'm the least concerned about. Enrage is actually probably better for me in this fight. I mean, I won't be able to optimize as much with, like, I guess giving us more buffs and whatnot. And I can still keep healing up Igus, because if she's actually landing her attacks, then we'll be alright. My maths is going to be a bit off because of the fact that she got enraged and I didn't see how much she hit or not, and for exactly how much. So our math is going to be slightly off, which is not ideal. We're at 9,134, so we got to do about 870 before her turn comes around to kill me, which is going to be extremely close. Defense reverted, you hate to see it. That should be fire. No, it's wind. Okay, that's fine. We're mind charged. We don't have our accuracy up. If this hits, we'll beat the HP checkpoint.
No.
574. Okay.
Puts us at 907, so really only 1 to 2 attacks more have to hit at this rate.
Puts us at
9,894. I probably should lower her defense, but just to make sure that we make it to the next phase.
225.
Puts us at over 10k, in which case we will guaranteed make it to the next section. Did I increase my party attack already? Surely, yeah. Okay, we're gonna increase our hit. I hate to do it, but like, we're missing way too much out here, especially for having better gear than what I originally came in here to do this with. Like, I'm kind of surprised we're missing as much as we are. Alright, use electric on both of the people that are immune to electric. Makes sense, makes sense.
She's been shocked.
Okay, so we're free to use wind magic at this point, and basically only wind magic, but we should have gems and Magi gems as well from all the farming I had to do to make this stuff happen. Except you already have natural access to wind, so this is fine. We can still buff and debuff, so that works too.
176 puts us at
10,295, so we're actually still slightly ahead, even after as cursed as what that was. But I've also been able to use way more of my characters than I was able to in our original Margaret fight. Mostly due to the fact that I got better gear and whatnot for them. Alright, so it's wind right now. So we want like the heaviest wind we can get. Which sadly looks like it's gonna be medium from the looks of it. Not ideal, but damage is damage.
Here. See my power.
Look at all that damage. Wow. Now that's a lot of damage. Alright, we still have hit up. I think our damage up is basically gone at this point, but we'll see based on this Maggie Dolan here.
Nope, we definitely still had damage up. You'll love to see it.
Puts us over 11k. They use fire last, so it'd be ice right now. Which we should at least have a little bit of copium. We do have a little bit of ice.
That's an extra 100.
Set defense down for you. We don't have any natural ice. So back to spamming more ice gems.
It's not a lot, but it
Starts to add up a little bit once everybody starts getting more of it. Your attack just went, right? In which case everybody still has theirs for the time being. They use all my medium ice. Nah, I've got one more use. Okay.
extra 100.
We're at 11,463. More wind, nobody cares. Okay, now my attack is off for sure. She used Wind Blast, which means we're good for electric. I don't realistically need the heal, so I guess we can do the extra electric damage if I have enough that's worthwhile.
Extra
100. Your defense is not down, but we're about to drop a Magi, so for the extra damage, we can forego the 100 for the extra damage on our main here. Our attack should have just dropped, in which case this should bring everybody's back up again. And we still attack this turn, so she shouldn't be attempting to heal herself. 38 damage, so good. Ice is frozen, doesn't really matter. Our hidden evasion are down. You hate to see that. So let's hope this land, shall we?
And it did. Nice.
Icus is frozen. She can't.
Okay, so she used ice last. So fire is good for us for the time being. But we did damage, so we'll let Yukari heal this turn.
Hang in there.
Even at 500 HP with the damage Margaret's doing to us at this point, I guess she'd still be fine. But, you know, do we want to chance it? Nah. Go ahead and drop
That for another 100.
We just upped our attack. Our hit should definitely go back up. Make sure I get the extra hit chance on our Migi. Assuming it actually affects Migi, which I would imagine it would. That's not ideal. Pahufu, that's alright. Oh no, I'm so scared. Although it did lower your defense down, or it removed it, so that's kind of annoying. We're at 12,378. So we gotta do about 2,600-ish more, closer to 27. You used ice last, so we're still good to throw down fire here. Which will help us pick up a little bit of extra damage here and there. Most of it's really going to be coming from our Mind Charge Migi Dolan, though, so
I can still.
definitely got to make sure that that hits.
And go ahead and throw down more fire. Extra 100.
Alright, fire, the most inconsequential one. You love to see it. And we got Mind Charge Migi Dolan. We also have our accuracy up, so this should hit.
No.
Slightly high rolled there.
783 puts us up to 1300. Kari, I mean, she used fire last, so we have ice, but it's at this point it's light ice, in which case we're probably better off dropping the Migi Dolans and the other one. So we'll go ahead and let Yukari heal then, if that's going to be our option. And then your defense is still down. But we don't have any ice, so we'll just go ahead and Migi. Go ahead and drop the Migi Dolan gems, because where else are we going to use them? Also will help make sure we meet our damage quota on time. Go ahead and drop another Migi Dolan for another 200. That's the most annoying of her set. Nice, you used it on Akihiko instead. Beautiful. Ice we don't care about, that's fine. Just dropped our Migi. We gotta get our attack back up because it wasn't up on my screen there.
I can't lose.
She just used ice, so we still have fire? Question mark. I don't remember. Light ice. We still actually have a little bit of fire to us. We're fine on HP with the damage she's doing. Extra 100. Drop her defense again, so that way our Migi Dolan puts in work. And I guess we'll increase our damage. Alright, ice we don't care about. That's completely okay. Fire also completely okay. And we lost our extra hit, which is definitely not ideal, but we can make it work. It's still landed. As long as it still lands, it's all good. We're at 14,576. I gotta do 430 more before the next set rolls over. She used fire last. I have light ice damage, which is probably gonna do like 50, in which case I'm probably better off dropping our Megiddo gems.
Take this. No.
Oh yeah, much better off dropping the Megiddo gems.
Your defense is down. We just dropped our Megiddo, or Megiddolan. Drop our second Megiddo here for the extra damage. And then I guess we'll also go ahead and drop the Megiddo. 150 as well. That guarantees us the 15k. Okay, so now we just gotta do a little less than 5,000 to beat her here. So we are ahead at the moment, and she's still in this phase. Though I'm not sure by how much, but we're still ahead for the time being. Yukari will go ahead and heal this turn.
Hang in there.
Akihiko gonna go ahead and debuff, and I guess we'll go ahead and rebuff attack again. Rebuff attack again? Rebuff. Do we have one more turn? No, I didn't just fade away this turn for you. Oh no, it's still already in effect. Okay, good. Everybody's still on the same wavelength here, so we'll go ahead and upgrade our hit rate because we've already passed this damage checkpoint. So we don't have to worry about it like that. Yep, the most annoying ones you could choose from. It might honestly be better for the fact that two of my people are specifically weak to electric. And people might be like, why? That just means both of them are going to get knocked down. And that's the point, because that means as soon as that turn rolls around, we only have one scuff turn. Whereas if we had multiple people weak to different elements, then we would be getting other people knocked down on every other turn. So doing it this way makes it so everybody goes down at the same time. What did she use last electric? I don't remember. Well, if that's the case, it would be win. We're ahead of the damage checkpoint, which I don't think even if I... well, she just nullifies everything at this point. She doesn't absorb, so I can't lose damage. It was win, good. Extra 261. We're actually 1k over damage-wise now where we needed to be, so that's really good for us. And we do have access to the wind. Though it's extremely limited, but access to it nonetheless. Alright. We can increase our defense for the turn. We could give my main character more SP. I think I might do that instead. Chung Soul, that's not really gonna give too much. I mean, it's what, like 100? Not exactly great. Throw down a Precious Egg instead? Yeah, that'd be worth. Also lets me check whether he still has attack and evasion. Oh, okay, so she's on to her final phase here. So long as we can accurately DPS her. So she's just going to be doing a lot of damage, which we can deal with a lot of damage. That's of the things we can deal with. Damage is definitely one of them. We should be free to use anything, more or less, here from what I remember.
136.
Not great damage, although our defense isn't down and our attack is normal, so that would do it. Everybody's more or less at full HP, so unless she gets some cheeky crits, especially with our defense up, she shouldn't be killing anybody. The only way somebody dies, at least on this current turn, is through cheeky crits. Lowered my defense, okay, yeah, that's how that will go. So she's spirit draining here. Well, good thing we used an egg there, otherwise she would have stole all my SP and just given myself. Which is a little rude, Margaret, but I'll forgive you. Especially what happened after Persona 4, I'll forgive you. Alright, puts us at 1700. Good to still go ahead and just do damage, because she double charged and then went for Spirit Drain, so free for yet another turn to go ahead and do damage. The defense is down. Surely your physical damage is still slightly better than your electric damage.
That's an extra 304.
I just want to check to see if my attack and hit are still up. They are, although my hit's about to go down. We'll actually go ahead and increase our defense here, because increasing and decreasing doesn't normalize it out. I believe it. This is Troll Megidolan, don't even worry about it. Megidolan didn't even do over 100 damage while my charged. Oh boy. Oh man, you hate to see it. But yeah, no, I definitely took quite a minute to get this ultimate armor. Like, you don't want to know how long it took to get this ultimate armor, but as you can see, it's paying off. So Margaret is in a rough position right here. The only way she's getting out of this is if I throw, which is a lot more common than it probably should be. But hey, you know, we'll see if we can make this happen for yet a second time, Margaret. Just check what we got still. We still have attack up for the rest of us, in which case we're good to go ahead and throw the hit up to make sure that our Mind Charge Megidolan lands here. So we're ahead. I mean, I don't have a turn counter timer or anything. Probably should, but based on the damage I'm doing, I'm ahead by maybe a turn, maybe 2 turns even. In which case, we have a little bit of room to play around here. Alright, another 775, slightly higher roll on that one, puts us up to 18,370. Now the math is going to be slightly off because I didn't catch every number, because I have to keep typing it into my phone calculator here to make sure that I am doing enough damage because of how precise this needs to be. So the maths is going to be a little bit off, so we might have to compensate a little bit for that by doing a little bit of extra overkill damage, which is sus, because she could just turn right around and use Megidolan, the real version, and kill me. But
that's just one of those things we got a chance at this point.
Unfortunately, attack and hit are still up, although attack's about to go down this turn. We'll just go for the damage. They really do not want me to roll high with that one, huh? Right? Oh, she got everybody with the frick. What? No. Oh my. This is why you have multiple homunculus, because of cheeky things like this. Thanks for that, Margaret. I don't remember you ever using that attack on me on our first time through. Also, the fact that you managed to hit everyone with that. But you know what? We came prepared, aka the game was kind enough to give me extra homunculus as I was going throughout the forest, farming all the resources needed for this fight. And ideally, hopefully, to beat the Martyr boss fight, though I'm not even with the second playthrough, I'm still not sure how realistic it's gonna be. We're definitely gonna try it.
I'm just not sure how realistic it's gonna be.
Alright, so we're at 19,237. So we need like one Mind Charge Megidolan turn, and then drop the Armageddon, basically. Okay, my attack is down this turn, so we'll go ahead and get that back up. Attack up, defense down. We're probably going to lose our accuracy on the turn that we drop the Megidolan. Oh, are we off? Okay, that's Troll Megidolan. That's Troll Megidolan. We're good. We're good. I was like, there's no way I fell behind in damage. Yeah, no, we're fine. Okay, he got... Bruh. You're so lucky that you're like the only debuffer in this game. Good boy. Hey, you would get dropped so quickly with how often you give Margaret extra hits here. Alright.
That's 768.
Puts us at 20,005. So if I'm off by even 6 damage and I drop this Armageddon, she will just turn right around and kill me. So I need I should have even just dropped the heal and just went for extra damage there, which I think I'll go ahead and do with Akihiko here.
Alright, that's an extra 330.
Puts us at 2035. I'll even do one with Icus.
251.
That puts us at 20,586. If I was off by 586 damage, then I deserve what's coming to me. But if I'm right, drop the arm again, boys. Let's go. Omaewa no Shinju. Gotcha. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. And it actually did drop this time around. Yeah, boy. It's just that ease. Why you mad, Margaret? Came back for the second time and he still got dropped. Let's go. Thank you. Haven't had that much fun in a long, long time. You've made me a happy woman. I'll give you this to symbolize how both of our powers touch. Received the Jade book. Mario, you already gave me this the first time, but it's all good. I must go now, but I'll leave the Vision Quest Hall open. I'll continue to watch your battles from elsewhere. Stay strong. Yeah, boy. Alright, so that's Margaret down. No problem. And you're like, you just beat Margaret for the second time. Your recording software didn't crash the entire time. What could possibly be the problem now in terms of like actually being able to fighting Elizabeth? Right. Well, the thing is, you see that 125 in the corner? Yeah, that's a little bit of a problem. And you're like, what do you mean? It should be all right, right? But yeah, no, that was my only Armageddon. And much like Margaret's fight, you have to use one in order to beat her fight. And people are going to be like, just farm up to get another one, forehead. And it's like, oh, okay, why didn't I think of that? But yeah, no, Armageddon is 99 of one of these gemstones and 10 rubies. Now, I have the rubies. The other one, I'm going to have to farm up 99 of the other gemstone. And then that's just for me to get the Armageddon to even have a chance at beating Margaret's boss fight. And then people might still say, well, you've got basically everything you could possibly need for this fight in terms of your main character here. You have his ultimate weapon, you got ultimate armor, both in body and feet, and you got Divine Pillar. Like, what else could you possibly need? Well, as it turns out, I still need a persona. More or less. This is my discount Ultimate World Arcana persona, and people are like probably like, why don't you just use the one for completing the compendium? Well, you see, the thing about that is well, we're at Oh yeah, this is what we get for defeating Margaret. Elizabeth talks to us. I'm sure that she must have caused you a great deal of trouble, but please try to forgive her. She said something before this, but I had already skipped it. I think she was just saying welcome to the Velvet Room. But yeah, even Elizabeth acknowledges that you beat her. Still, it seems that my ordeal my sister presented you with have been able to strengthen you. I'd be glad if you could be happy with the changes in you. Yeah, because you want me to fight you. But yeah, anyways, back to the compendium. 97%. Yeah. So, who am I missing? I'm missing the Temperance Ultimate Arcana. I never finished Bebe's in this one. I finished everyone else's but his and Igus's in this one. Which people are probably like, it's the second playthrough, you should have been able to do it. Which is true, but I picked too many of the wrong decisions, and people are like, what? At that point, they're probably like, why didn't you just look every correct answer up for every person's social link forehead? Wouldn't that have been easier? And, well, you know, the answer might be maybe, but I still need to finish out quite a lot of the compendium, which I did. I mean, 97% is pretty good. For the most part, I'm missing the Ultimate Temperance Arcana. I think, like, maybe 2 other ones? I don't quite remember which ones. But, yeah, I'm still missing 2 more of those, so it'd be like a third playthrough to get 100% of the completion. In which place maybe I'll play as the female main character. And I'll get the trophy for that and maybe platinum the game. I don't know if that's going to happen right away anytime soon, but we're going to make attempts to go after Elizabeth here. This is my scuffed persona that I'll probably end up attempting to do it with. So, I mean, yeah, 8. I mean, strength is not maxed out, which I think I can actually fix more or less right here, because I think I have some cups that I can still use, and swords, maybe. The king stuff? Surely this should have maxed out her strength. Sure. Yeah, strength is maxed out, so the only thing she needs now is endurance, which I want to say that I have in here as well. Yeah, endurance plus 4. 89, so okay, that should be maxed out everything. Okay, so I've got maxed out everything, 99 everything. She does have one weakness, but I believe resist actually overrides the fire weakness, so it turns it into a strength up there, though it doesn't actually display it. In which case she resists literally everything but Dark Insta-Kill, but that's what we have Homunculus for. And because she's neutral against it, we won't be knocked down as if it was a weakness. And then we've also got high counter, because Elizabeth does do physical attacks. So on the off chance that she does go for a physical attack, I can potentially counter her. Which also doesn't trigger her, like, oh, you're cheating, here's 9,999 Megidolin to kill you. So it's just free extra damage, though it's only at a 20% activation rate, so I don't exactly rely on it, but could potentially give me a turn to heal where I wouldn't have otherwise, which is like the real reason to bring it. And then of course I've got Mind Charge Megidolin. I do have Power Charge here, but I think I need to replace it for something else. What else would I replace it with? I mean, I guess resist dark in theory, in which case I would resist literally every element in the game and then just go Mind Charge Megidolin the entire fight. Assuming that's even viable for it. But yeah, currently she's like my ultimate anti-Elizabeth counter here. But I also have to fight her within, what, 6 or 5 days, at least of this playthrough, and I still have to farm up enough to get a Argamendon, because because we just used on ours on Margaret there. And people might be like, why would you do the Margaret fight over again instead of going for the Elizabeth fight? And the thinking is, like, our original kill on her was so scuffed. Like, I'm still gonna put it up. You'll probably even see it before this video, depending how I want to do it. But, yeah, the first one was so scuffed that I felt that I needed to do it again. Even though I showed that I beat her and whatnot, people might be like, "Oh, it cut like halfway through. You didn't beat her. You cheated some way somehow." So this is definitive proof that I beat her. If the first video was enough for some people already, it's also a more clean video, or at least it should be by the time I put it up. I don't have to do any of the extra stitching or anything along those lines in order to make it fine. But yeah, that's a Margaret B for the second time. Now, now the biggest challenge at this point is time, because I have 6 days, but one day I have to burn because I have to go grab all the ingredients again to get Armageddon, and then I have to come back another day in order to get infinities, because the infinities and whatnot that I got from my original playthrough were stolen on the second playthrough. Whether that's intentional or not, I don't know, but it also stole all my Armageddons and whatnot, so I'm gonna say that it was intentional. In which case, I need to farm up, I don't even know how many infinities, because she normally drops a one of those cheating Megidolans that Margaret uses, but like not as cheating. She's just like legitimately throws it out there, kind of like how Margaret had her set patterns. Elizabeth has her set patterns as well, but that one just happens to include not one drop of the 9,999 Megidolan, but 2 drops of the 9,999 Megidolan in the same turn, which, as you can imagine, is guaranteed death. So literally you have to use infinity in order to live there, which is, again, another one of those, like, why would you require this of the character? Especially if you're going to steal both the Armageddons and the infinities. Now, maybe they were like, oh, you weren't really supposed to be Vision Quest on the first playthrough, and then Nako beat Margaret and Elizabeth with it. And it's like, well, okay, I guess, but like, did you have to go and steal them from me to the point where I've got to farm them? Now, I think people told me in Reloaded that you can actually buy these gems for just like straight up money within the game itself. But yeah, no, in this one you have to manually grind them. And when I say manually grind them, people will be like, oh, just send your AI like Yukari, Akihiko's, and whatever to farm them for you. No, you cannot. All they get from fighting automatically is just XP, as far as I'm aware. So you have to manually do every one of those fights. And yeah, Personas can only drop one of like 3 different gems, I think, out of their loot pool. So I'm looking specifically for one gem out of all the other gems in the game at this point, so that way I can get my infinities and whatnot, as well as farm up another Armageddon. But because Armageddon cost 99 of one of the gems, I have to, and you can't store over 99 in this game, I have to go in, farm all that out, come back one day, grab the Armageddon, go back in, farm up all the infinities, go out, come back in, which I think I just barely have enough time to do. It might, like, literally be the last day of this playthrough where I actually attempt the Margaret fight. And if we can't beat it then I guess I'll just have to do, like, a third playthrough of this game or something in order to beat her. In which case, I will absolutely just only do social links, and, well, my main character will be level 99. So I guess I'll just run solo, in which case I won't have to farm up any of our other characters, because we're so strong at this point that my main character should be able to just solo the game up until Margaret. And considering the Margaret fight is solo, Yeah, also I can replace my Divine Pillar throughout the normal game with the orb, the Omnipotent Orb. In which case, the only damage I'll ever take during the main part of the game will be through almighty damage. So if an enemy doesn't have almighty damage in the regular part of the game, I literally will not take damage. So yeah, and thankfully they don't actually steal my armor that's on my main character. So as long as I leave on all of my ultimate gear and then equip him with the Omnipotent Orb before the game ends, if I have to do a third playthrough, this man will be set. And it'll just be speed running to Elizabeth, and hopefully that'll be good enough. But yeah, that's our plan for Elizabeth in terms of that fight. Hopefully you guys enjoyed a second beatdown of Margaret. It surely was very much so warranted after the first video, which is like a big reason as to why I felt the need to go through the game a second time. Because while it still felt good, I felt robbed of it because I wasn't able to display the entire game for you, so that way we could all feel as though we beat it all together, you know, as part of the family and whatnot. So, yeah, this is just our own personal redemption arc against Margaret, and well, now we've got to deal with Elizabeth. But that will have to be in another video. Appreciate you guys for watching, and we will see you guys in the next one. Whether that's a Margaret video or something else, I'm not entirely sure at this point. But yeah, I'll see you then.